Alright guys, I just want to get this out here real quick. I'm just going to throw this video out, not editing it, not doing anything to it. I'm just going to put it out, but it's to touch on my dispatch again. I get questions from you guys all the time about my dispatch. Who am I using? And I expected that because everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to be able to do, good revenue, whatever. But the flip side to that is, guys, you got to be willing to work. I've given his number out to a bunch of different people, and I don't know how many of those have actually made the call to him or reached out to him. But I do know that he's told me that most of the people that he's talked to, they don't return the call after they do. My dispatcher obviously is not for everybody. He's not looking to put somebody on that's not willing to get out here, to stay out for a little while, to take the loads that he's booking you guys, and he wants to keep you busy and make you money. That's the goal. He wants to be able to do his job. Find you the load, book you the load, and give you the load. He's not going to be willing to take you on if you want him to call you with every load that he finds and ask if you want to run it. He's not going to be if you want to be directional. Directional is a killer for doing partials. You can't make no money trying to be directional. And by directional, I mean you want to stay close to home, or you want to go in a certain direction so you can be at a certain place at a certain time or whatever. He wants to be able to just know that you're going to go wherever he needs you to go, and book the loads that take you wherever you go, wherever they take you, and then be able to add loads to that, going to different places. That's I'll use today as an example. I delivered in Chicago. I had a second load. Let me back up. I delivered in Franklin Park, which is a suburb of Chicago. And then I had that second load on that I had to deliver, which was 30 miles north of there, up in Libertyville, Illinois. Then he found me a new load, booked it before I was done delivering. I went right back to where I was in Franklin Park to pick up another load. That load was actually Melrose Park, and that load's now taken me to basically Detroit. I don't know. Hang on, I'll say it. That load's taking me to Ferndale, Michigan, which is basically right outside of Detroit. Now, of course, going from Chicago to Detroit, you want to go south around the lake and head over that way to get to Detroit. He booked me a load, didn't call me, didn't ask me, booked me a load, and I am now headed to Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. That was 40 miles north of where I just loaded down in Chicago. So I'm going the opposite direction I need to go to get this load that's put on, but it's delivering in Troy, Michigan, which is 10 miles from the other delivery from Ferndale, Michigan. So this load is paying me $500. So basically it's adding 50 miles to my original route from Chicago basically to Detroit for an additional $50 for another $500 on top of my original rate for the first load. That's how partials work. You want to find as many loads as you can, throw on the trailer, get them together. That way you can make as much money as possible. My dispatch is good at that. He pays attention to where you are, pays attention in front of you and around you to know what he can put on to make you the best money possible. But if he's got to sit back and call you every time that he wants a load, or you guys tell him you're not willing to do this and you got to be home every weekend, guys, he's not going to work you guys. He's willing to put on new trucks. He's willing to put on as many as he can handle, but you guys just have to be willing to accept what he's asking for. I don't know his percentage that he's asking for everybody, so I'm not getting into that, but he's going to take a percentage. He wants you to have the proper equipment. 40-foot trailer he prefers. Chains, binders, straps, tarps, everything that you have, so he doesn't have to worry about what you have and don't have, so he can book the loads. He wants you to stay out at least a couple of weeks. That way he has a good time to make you good revenue before he's trying to get you home. So the proper equipment, he's going to take a percentage. He wants you to stay out a couple of weeks, and he's not going to call you for loads. You just explain to him where you don't want to go, where you would prefer to operate, whatever. And then if he likes that and is willing to work with you, then that's awesome. And he will make you money. But with knowing that, if I give you his information, don't call him unless you can agree to those stipulations, if you want to call it, right off the bat. Because he's not willing to work with somebody that only wants to do this part-time, or somebody that's not willing to just take the loads that he gives you. This is not forced dispatch, because he works for me. He is hired onto my company, and I pay him a percentage. So if I want to tell him no, I'll tell him no. But I'm not going to do that, and it's very rare that I ever do that, because he's killing it. He's making us money. So, guys, keep that in mind. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a couple of videos a week doing a HotShot talk, answering questions and whatever you guys have. If you guys have any questions or comments on this, leave them below. I'll get back to you. I'm working, guys. I do this all day long. I get up in the morning. I work my butt off to get these loads and make the good money. So I usually spend a few hours at night. No, maybe not a few hours, but a little while at night answering your guys' questions. If I have any downtime through the day, I'll probably answer a couple here and there. But leave your questions and I'll get back to you. If I don't, more than likely I'll answer some of your questions in my HotShot talk videos that I'm going to start doing. You saw one that I put out this morning. Look forward to more. All right, guys. Here we go.